Hey guys, let's break down the V260 patch notes, the Stargazer. As always, this patch note is very long. I'm here to give you a TLDR, and I'll make other videos in between or afterwards. As you can see, it's a very loaded patch. First things first is Sia. The Legion bonus is I know more status damage, so you definitely want this on your Legion board, because everyone does some sort of status damage. And then the link skill is buff duration and crit damage at level 3. So you do need Sia at least 210, or at least 1 in 210. Everyone can benefit from crit damage and buff duration, so this is definitely one of your best in slots. I'm not going to go over everything about Sia right now. It's going to be its own separate video. Also, I will be doing a Sia guide similar to my motion guide. More on that once I actually level it and learn how it plays. I'll be honest, I don't really know how it plays right now. Especially this Erda link. But again, I'll get to it when I work on the guide. Along with new classes, Sia also gets their own event. This one is called Wish Upon a Shooting Star. So you level Sia and you get rewards to help boost you through all the way until 260. And every day you get some sort of cosmetic reward up to 2 weeks. And there's a premium pass you can buy for 25k Maple points. You get more XP and more drop rate when you buy the pass. Like every new class, you get a title to help boost you. Free attack, magic attack, XP, and damage to normal monsters. It's your typical leveling stuff. So your X coupons, straight boosts, even a burning box, etc. Also, if you buy the premium pass, you get an extra AFK reward up to 5 times per day. Your rewards include a free pet, an outfit, 50 frags and 10 XP no stones, and a chair. I don't think it's worth buying unless you're trying to main it or have it as a second main or something. For me, I'm not in a rush to level Sia, so for me, I'm not buying it, but if you are serious about playing this, it's definitely worth it. We also get the skill sequence, which everyone has been waiting for. So basically, you set up a burst or a mini burst. You push down one button and then it procs everything right away. And this patch shows a really good job of how it works. And here's the skills going off. It's basically instant. So hopefully you can pull off your burst before getting kicked out of Roar. And some visual skill improvements. And we didn't get the 2-minute change, but there's been some skill balances. There's a lot to go over. I kind of wonder if I should make a separate video for this to show every change, but that's a lot of time. If you remember my skill balance video, I want to do a similar format, but let me know if you want to see it. If there's a lot of interest, then maybe I'll take time to go through every single class and what changed. So there's Frostwar Auction House, so all servers that can trade. And same thing with the Mezzo Market. Genesis Weapon Awakening changes. So as you know, the lib missions are changing. So you can technically lib without doing BM. I was gonna wait till later to show the site off, but I guess I can show it off early. I will make a separate video for this. It's something my friend has been working on, but basically it shows you how long you have until you lib. So you start from Von Leon or wherever you're from. And then you choose the bosses, what difficulty you can clear, how many. And these are the traces you get. But let's say I'm not doing BM. And I dual C-Tennies and Luwil and solo Lomian. So from the start, it'll take me 21 weeks to lib. Soloing hard Lomian and dueling everything else, and no BM. So it's just about 5 weeks to lib. Of course, you can lib faster soloing and doing harder bosses. Again, I'll make this a separate video to go more in depth about it. Monster Park changes. You can clear Monster Park 30 times or 3 muscle park extremes for the medal instead of the 77 times per day, which is extremely fast. Also, for muscle park extreme, it is a weekly now, and they also increased the EXP, so you can do it 1 time a week. And also, you can do it on 2 characters, so 1 on your main and 1 on your second main, or whatever you want to. For me, I'll be doing this on my main, and then one of my Legion meals until 275, just for an example. And in the UI, it'll show you who cleared and if you cleared for the week. And the XP for Monster Park Extreme is not gonna be boosted from the Sunday Monster Park. So you just do it whenever you want to, on 2 characters per week. And the Epic Dungeon changes. So you can do Epic Dungeon on 2 characters. For example, Angler Company on your main, and then High Mountain on your second main, or whoever else you want frags on. So for me, I'll be doing this on my main for Angler, and then I'll be doing High Mountain on probably a Legion champion. And they also made High Mountain easier to clear, and they reduced the lag from the Golden Bee mobs. So even if you're on a weaker character, it should be pretty easy to clear. And Soul Order conversion. So there's a button up here for the Urda conversion. You can turn your Urda into a faint Soul Order energy, which is 10 Urdas. So you're basically trading 1 full Soul Urda for 300 energy. So you get 30% of the value, but it's better than nothing. And these are tradable. I've got a ton of meals with like maxed out Urda, so my main's gotta be eating. Or you can turn it into the Hexa booster, which is just like the VIP boosters, except there's no limit. If you want to pop like 20 in 1 day, you can, as long as you have the Urda for it. Auto harvest improvements. Basically, they're halving the auto harvest time, and they're giving you more coins per day. Link skill revamp. Oh my god, I've been waiting for this. So every single character can have their own set of link skills with no limits. So if you want to go from bossing to mobbing like 5 times in 1 day, you can, and it won't cost mesos. And that's for every single character. I don't think I need to say more, but yeah. Quest improvements. So you can actually skip everything. So if you completed a quest, it is account wide. So let's say I cleared VJ on my Chronos account, and then I go to Hyperion. Well, in Hyperion, I'll just skip it. Or even in Challenger World, if I go to Challenger World, I won't have to do this again. I can just skip it because it's your whole account. So for the symbol quests, Venice, it gets reduced by what is your highest area. So you start off at 500, then it gets reduced to 300 when you move on to the next area, and then 100 when you move on to the next area, and so on. Arcane River, similar thing, 500, 300, and 100, depending on your highest level area. In the Arcane River symbols, you get 40 symbols instead of 15 from the weeklies. If you're buying the pass, you get a reduced amount of Maple points, depending on what is your highest level area. Legion improvements. So this is the Legion solver. 07 Xenogens. So you can select your pieces and fill out what you want to fill out, and it'll just auto place it for you. Yeah, for your Legion solver, you just put in whatever you want, and it'll just put in the pieces. No more Tetris or doing the math. Medal and title UI. So you can customize your titles or medals. There's also a medal quest UI if you care about that. For the quests, they made it easier to read, so you see what is like Maple points or your general quests. And also the quest notifier. It helps to see your dailies and weeklies and things. So the keybinding UI change, you can set a pretty much account-wide keybind. So when you make a new character, you know, your A is always going to be your ability, your space is always going to be your jump, etc. In Emoticon UI, you can type out an emote, then it'll show on chat. And they give us some free ones to use. Some more UI changes here, like chat UI change. The colors, you can change it easier. Map improvements, they added a portal in all towns. So they stopped the sales of hyper rocks, and you can just TP once every 5 minutes or so. For interactive, we still have the rocks. Luckily there's a 31-day rock, thank god. So you can just use it as a normal hyper rock. For interactive, it'll cost 7.8k for the 1 month. World map revamp. It's just a more detailed view. You can favorite your maps on the world map. And your hyper rock is in the map UI, so you can just refresh it easily. For the minimaps, you can customize whatever is on the dots. So you can disable or enable certain NPCs to like reduce lag. Boss distribution system. So instead of blinking, you guys can just kill the boss, and then it'll roll a dice from 1 to 999. Whoever rolls the highest gets the loot. Or you can set to everyone for free for all or party leader only. If you're carrying somebody, make sure it's on all. So just so you don't like take your carry ease loot or something. So things that'll roll will be like a Berserk or Blackheart. If it drops, it'll roll by itself. Or like if an ET drops, it'll roll by itself, etc. So be careful when you're making a party. Smart AI. So they're using some kind of AI technology to make the game look and feel smoother. Just turn on VSync and then the smart AI correction. Our next event is the Morning Star Banquet. This will also be its own separate video. All you have to do is just click this button and then you check in. And then you can choose either or. So you can choose to prepare Spirit Pendant or the event coins and so on. And there is a weekly mission of killing mobs. So when you check in, you get 3 3x coupons and some event currency. So at the very end, you get a hyper burn. It doesn't say it's a max, but it is still a hyper burn though. Similar to all events, if you miss any days, you can pay 3k Maple points to catch up. There's a lot of rewards, and I'm not going to go over everything, but I'll also link the patch notes if you want to see. The Morning Starlit Harvest, these are your temp stats. Something interesting about this event is they give us temp stats for Sacred Power. So it'll help you get more Sacred Power for killing certain mobs easier, getting that little bit of sack for, you know, bosses like Saren, Carlos. The Momentum Coin Exchange is your typical event shop. You trade in event currency for certain items, but it's your typical stuff like coupons, the Moss and Blooms, etc. And there is a very hard coupon for 12k currency. The Victory Badge Exchange is killing bosses, and then you claim the points. And you're trading these boss currencies into items. Similar to our event right now, like flames and symbols and things. You can get a max of up to 50 special victory badges. These special victory badges are normal Kalos and above, so X-Slot, normal Calling, normal Limbo, etc. With that shop, you get the Karma Abyss Flames. These Karma Abyss Flames only roll tier 5 to tier 7 flames. And they're like a black flame, so you could choose before and after. Mezzo shop is your typical Mezzo items. I'm not gonna talk about it because they're a scam. The Cygnus outfits are really cute. Story of the Servants. It's just a side quest where you can do special quests for a chair. You know, like a display case, whatever, if you care about that. The Biggest Blessing is AFKing. So you AFK for EXP. It is based on your levels though. The Broomies Cleanup is your typical event procs. So you kill mobs and then, you know, explosion happens on the screen, you get EXP. Hyper Burning Max. This is what everyone's hyped up about. You can do it in the regular servers or Challenger. But basically you get 5 levels instead of your typical 1. So 1 plus 4. So at 200 you're basically moving every single level up. So you start at VJ, level up, go to Reverse City, level up, go to Choo Choo, and so on. And there are perks that they give us. This left column is what you get in the regular servers, and on the right side, it's what you get from the Challenger world. I explained this in a previous video, but in regular servers, this level 7 symbol is about a week of dailies and weeklies. And if you do the Challenger World, this level 10 symbol is about 2 weeks worth of dailies and weeklies. And more. Terra Blink. For Terra Blink, you can only use it on hyperboarding max characters. It's very easy to do, just follow the tutorial. You should be 200 in like 5-10 minutes or so. Depending if your class has to leave for job investments or so. And item binding comes with the hyperboarding max. We've had this before, but basically you solo bosses, practice mode does count, and then your set item ranks up. Up to 5 characters can be created in Challenger World. There is a heroic and interactive server. I'm sure everyone knows about this by now, but yeah, there's like bonus stats for the Challenger World missions. You get points based on your levels and what bosses you can clear. If you're a grinder, you don't have to boss as much, but if you don't grind, you have to clear more bosses by yourself. And again, these bosses in practice mode does count. I think it's like if you're at 280, you could do like easy goodwill and you'll be the emerald rank or something. And then the lower level you are, the more harder bosses you need to do. Other than killing bosses, all you have to do is kill 1000 mobs per day and check in. There is a Challenger World boss breakdown, but I'm not gonna go over all this. But why this is important for Challenger World is like the Legion growth pots. This is a level 1 to 200 potion that works on anybody immediately. So it's basically free 4K Legion. And there's a specific Challenger World shop that you can use in Challenger World. So DS coupons, Black Flames, a lot of stuff to help boost a new character. So there's 2 times where you can leap it. The earliest is August 27th, so in about 2 months. And then right afterwards. Be careful when you're leaping because some stuff does not transfer over. Remember that in Challenger World, it is a separate world. So you will have to do 2 sets of dailies and weeklies. If you want to get the most out of your Challenger World character, try to stay as long as possible. But if you want to leap as soon as possible, you can. And if you have the resources like extra nodes, the mezzos, the cubes, I would just sleep over right away. But the frag dailies and weeklies are nothing to sleep on. And there's also the Happy Round World Leap, if you care about that. If you leap as soon as possible, for the next 3 days you get a bunch of bonuses like 3x on a rune, more combo orbs, more drop rate, etc. And that's a summer tutorial mission. You just follow the stuff on the screen, and then you claim rewards. Again, I'm not going to go over every single one of these, but careful, this is 1 claim per account. If you're in Challenger World, make sure you claim on Challenger World. Luxana, this is the Super Juice AFK room. Each coupon they give us from the event shop is good for 30 minutes. And you can AFK up to 24 hours in 1 week. To buy 1 hour, it costs 3k Maple points. So for the max amount of money, you're spending 72k Maple points to max out the max sauna every single week if you're just that lazy or don't have time to grind. But this is good for characters up to 289. That's how good this sauna is. And hit the road, we do unlock the bottom half after the maintenance. You can kind of see the rewards here. It's like Erdos, symbol selectors, and etc. And remember, this is per world. So you can claim this reward in your regular server as well as your Challenger World. Again, double the rewards. And then we have Miracle Time. I mean, check the dates for your items you want. And finally, Sunny Sunday. You have really juice rewards like 5 times portals and stuff. Yeah, basically just to help boost Challenger World, I assume. But the most important one is Shining Star Force, which is June 29th. So we have roughly 2.5 weeks until Shining. And then there's the Steam Market refund. Well, that was a long video. Took me about 40 minutes to record it, but editing, I'll try to make it as short as possible. If you enjoyed my TLDR, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll link the patch notes as well as the tools down below. And I'll make a more in-depth guide for future videos like the Sia comprehensive guide, the MapleTools, and more in-game stuff once we get it. There is a 11-hour maintenance tomorrow, so I'll see you when the game is up. Peace.